Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mai and this is Dora of my mom and the series Crafted Dreams. In the last 4 months I have done 24 markets. 24! And when you compare my first display a couple of years ago, I will show a picture if I can find one, to what my display looks now. Oh my goodness, there is a massive difference. So I thought today I just want to share my learnings and those 5 things that I wish I knew back 2-3 years ago when I started doing markets. The first one and probably the most important one is understanding the market or the people that go to a specific market that you want to participate in or attend. Look, I have tried markets within Victoria all around, north, south, west, east, all around. Some of them are very good and I have done a little bit of profit, but some others, holy moly, sometimes I don't even recover the investment. And the reason why I did so badly in those could be related to the actual audience for that market. Some markets are more towards farmer markets, or some events are more towards families, and it depends on your product. If your product is handmade but also towards kids, so family days, family markets are great. My products are bookish related accessories, so that is a very specific consumer that sometimes in some suburbs around Melbourne they are not there. They are not gonna come to that market. So you have to adjust your offer, your prices, how you present yourself, depending on the market you are participating. Like if you decide to go to all the markets available, that's fine, but just be mindful that your offer may change depending on the market. Consider things like the age of the people, the interest, what type of lifestyle do they live, the zone or the area where the market is taking place is different if it's a more affluent area versus a more medium income area, like people are willing to pay more or less for handmade products. The second one is the importance of display. Oh, I cannot stress this enough. Of all the 5, I think this is the most important one that I have learned over the last 3 years, but especially over the last 6 months doing 24 of them. The most important thing I think is about having different levels in your display. My first market had one table with a scrunchy boards, and where my book sleeves were was flat. I don't know what was I thinking, because when it's completely flat, shoppers couldn't even see what it was. Like they would pass along and just see a sea of fabric. That was it. Like no call outs, no explaining what the thing was. I'm not surprised I didn't make any money that day. Playing with the vertical space, it's really helpful at markets because you have limited space. Some markets you only have 2 by 2, right? In some markets you have a 3 by 3 tent. In others you can get a longer table, but you always have to be flexible and know what your ideal display looks like depending on the space available. In my case, the pegboard that I have has been very successful, and that allows me to bring that vertical outside the tables space, but also using props and different things that go well with your products will go a long way to make the display inviting for people to browse. On saying this, I also learned that less is more. Sometimes I see some displays and they have all type of products, like lots of them. But it could be a little bit overwhelming for shoppers when they are browsing. Normally what I do is my bookish stuff is always kind of close together, and other things that are outside bookish are in another part of the setup. You just need to try and test different displays and different ways of organizing, but key is to have some verticality in your display. Another thing with the display is that something that I learned is I used to have a board where I have all the items that I was selling that day with the price. Some people are very shy and they don't ask for prices, but also some people, they just don't look the stall as a whole and see, oh, I'm gonna try to find the price. Where is the price? And they just go out, right? My recommendation is have everything priced on the table. Yes, you can use a main board with the main prices, but also it's very good for your customers to see the price in each item. It doesn't have to be each item, but at least each section. So I have my bookmarks, and although I don't have the price in each bookmark, I have a signage next to the bookmarks that say bookmarks $10. Having clear pricing is important because not everyone is willing to ask what the price is, and they just get shy and they just leave, and that's a customer that you can have captured if you had the price in display. And with that also comes rehearse the display before you get to the market. The setup time for me at a market is 2 hours, and sometimes I run out of time. Especially if it's gonna be your first market, I highly recommend to rehearse your display at home. That is dressing the table, putting everything that you are gonna need, because chances are that you haven't thought about something, and when you rehearse it, you notice that there is something missing, and then you can grab it before the actual market day. It's very important to rehearse because, as I said, spaces can be different. I can remember a couple of months ago, I signed up for this market, and it was a new market, and I actually didn't read what the space was. And I rock up with all my tables, all my normal setup. I knew it was indoors, so I didn't need a marquee. And I got there, and instead of a 3x3 space, I had a 2x2. I could only fit one table and my board, or 2 tables and a board, but no space for me to sit. It was so difficult on the day to figure it out what I wanted to put in and what I wanted to leave out, because there wasn't a space for everything. So yeah, so be very mindful of what the actual space you have available for a market. Kind of have an idea of how you want to set it up. Learning number 3 that I wish I knew 3 years ago is to expect the unexpected. Markets are extremely different. As in, one week it could be a hit, and the next month it comes around and you're expecting great sales. Nothing. Expect the unexpected, not only in regards to your performance in the market, as in the sales that you get that day, the number of people that are coming, the number of stall holders around you. Sometimes you do have competition in the market. Sometimes you don't have competition and you are the only one with that set of products in the market, which normally increases your chances of having great sales. But also be mindful of everything can happen in a market in terms of weather. It could be rainy, it could be extremely windy, and especially if it is an outside market, be prepared. I have a marquee, a 3x3 marquee, and I always carry my walls because you never know, like your products are susceptible to weather, as in they cannot get wet. You need to be prepared for that. I always have my marquee walls. I have 3 walls, so I can enclose my setup. It's not ideal because it just brings less light, but it allows me to be sure that if it rains, my products will be safe because I can just put them up and everything will stay dry. On that, I'm gonna say that one thing that I learned recently, very recently, and I cannot believe it took me almost 3 years to get. Here in Melbourne, we have very different weather, right? And I do a lot of outside markets. So I don't do many indoor markets. I prefer to have my marquee. But with that comes the uncertainty of the ground that you're gonna get. Sometimes you get dry ground, sometimes it's like pavement, but sometimes it's grass or muddy grass. And there is nothing worse than having to set up your marquee on a piece of land that is wet and muddy. One, because it's really uncomfortable, and second, because if anything falls off the tables, there is high chances that the item will be dirty or even damaged after that. A couple of weeks ago, I ordered from Amazon a camping tarp, and oh, life-changing. So what I do now is I put my marquee 3x3, and before I do anything else, I just unroll the tarp that is 3x3, so perfect space, and I put it on the ground. Doesn't matter if it's dry or if it's wet or if it's muddy, doesn't matter. Life-changing, people. And the other thing that has been life-changing is to get some lighting, extra lighting. So I have camping lights from Amazon. Don't buy the Bunnings butterfly lights. They are so crappy. Whereas these ones from Amazon, they are very potent, but also they last a long time. The full market, my markets go from 9 a.m. to 2, 3 p.m. and they will be strong the whole time. Whereas the Bunnings ones, they die halfway. I put them in a specific places above, so on the marquee, above the display to light it and to provide more clarity to the products, especially in my display because my marquee is pink. It is a little bit more darker than when your marquee or your tent is white. Another learning that I wish I knew before was to understand seasonal trends and when to bring the seasonal trends to your display and to your offer. Christmas, for example. Yes, people buy Christmas before Christmas. But to be honest, you should start selling Christmassy gifting or whatever is with your product way before Christmas season hits. So think about October. Like right now, we are in a spooky season. So although October, Halloween is still a couple of months away, you can see that there are a few stalls now in market that are already showing or offering the spooky offers. So you have to know the seasons, but also special events and prepare for that in advance, because if you are offering Mother's Day the weekend before Mother's Day, chances are everyone is already set with their Mother's Day gift and you are not gonna be into consideration. You always need to be prepared for those seasonal peaks because that is the opportunity for you to get a great boost in sales. Father's Day, Grand Final Day, Halloween, Christmas, Boxing Day, Mother's Day, school holidays. I don't have kids, so of course school holidays is not top of mind for me, but it is very important to know where the kids are gonna be all around because that could determine how busy or not busy your market will be. So if you are doing a market in a kind of like a holiday place, like down the coast, Portsea, Mornington, chances are that is if it's school break, then there are gonna be more shoppers than normal in the market and your offer need to cater for that. And my last learning for today is the product variety and bundling. Your niche is very important. So in my case, my niche is book related items, handmade, although I have gone away from that for a time. Now I'm just scaling back and just focusing on book stuff. But it's very important to have different prices. The same thing as having different levels in your display. You need to offer different price points to attract different customers, especially kids. Look, I cannot stress how good Rosita, the vending machine, the little gumball machine, has been for my business. Although my products are more towards 20 to 40-year-old women that love reading and all bookish accessories, that gumball machine attracts so many kids that have moms and dads that while the kid is looking at Rosita, they will look at the rest of my items and maybe I will get a sale. I made a mistake at the start with Rosita. I use it more as a, if you buy X amount of dollars, then you get a spin. And the prices within Rosita, they were pretty good. Like anything within the store, like book sleeves, bookmarks, even like $50 voucher for my online store. So there were high price gifts inside Rosita. The problem with that is that the kids will come and they will like, oh, mom, I want to spin it. They want to just play with the bloody thing. And because there was a price tag of $30 or more, then they will say, no, sorry, do you have $30 to put there? Because the kids normally have a market allowance. And they were like, no, I don't have $30. Then they will go away and the kid will be sad. No, Rosita has to change. Rosita needs to be for the kids. So now what Rosita does is I change the prices within Rosita to be tiny things like erasers, kids, pen toppers, low price items that the kids will actually enjoy, because the kids are not gonna do it for the actual gift. They actually want to just turn the thingy and get the little ball from Rosita. And now anyone can spin Rosita for $2. $2. Last time Rosita spin, I think it was 25 times during that day. 25 times. 25 people, kids with parents that got to be around my store and get familiar with my products just because Rosita is there. Have something that is kind of related to your offer. It could be a mystery bag or a lucky dip, something small that doesn't cost more than $5, that the kids can actually get very easily, and you still can make some small profit out of it, attracting the parents. Because in my case, I want the attention of the parents, but I need the kid to be there and enjoy spinning and looking at my display. And also on that topic, bundling. This is something that I haven't necessarily done a lot in my stall, but I'm gonna start doing it. You can look at your offer and you can bundle things that are related. So in the future, what I'm gonna do is if you buy a book sleeve and a bookmark, then you can get a small discount when you buy both instead of paying full price for the two items. So think about what your offer is, what things will go well together, and how much of a discount you can offer to still make profit, but make it more compelling to sell that one more item. Those were the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started doing craft markets as a stall holder. There is a bonus tip. Be prepared for down times. So not all the markets are gonna be extremely busy. Some markets is gonna die down at the end and you are gonna be just standing there or sitting down, just looking to the horizon. Just have something to do. Make that time, instead of wasting that time, make it productive. I normally take my crochet with me, so I do crochet while I'm at the stall, just waiting for customers. Another thing that you can do in those slow time is to create a community and engage with the community around you. And by community, I mean the other stall holders. They are your people. They know what you're going through. All of you are going through similar things. All of you are in the handmade business, a small business. And that normally they are lovely. The amount of lovely people and friends that now I have within the community is crazy. They also can introduce you to other opportunities, other markets, sharing experiences. I cannot stress enough how important it is to create that community and to engage with that craft markets community. Alright, so now that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I upload videos every Monday. Every subscriber counts. Please, let's work towards get this channel monetized once again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. If you do have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. Have a lovely week. Bye!